It is almost the end of the year, which means we need a little 2024 reset. In today's video, I will be resetting a lot of different aspects of my life for the new year. We're gonna go over the goals that I set for myself in 2023. We need to set new goals for the new year, make a vision board, and then we have a lot more things to cover, like habits, cleaning. There's a lot of different things going on in this video, so come along with me to reset for the new year. Okay, starting off with goals. Usually at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year maybe, people set goals for themselves to accomplish during the year. But if you actually want to accomplish goals, you need to work on them. That probably makes sense. I have to be honest, I did set some goals for this year, but I never looked at the goals ever again. For my 2023 goals, I made this Notion page. I will put a screenshot of what it looks like in the video right here. There was also a vision board in here that does look quite nice. The reason why people make vision boards is to visualize the life you want as if you're are already living it. There are some things in here, like pictures of things that I wanted to accomplish this year. But for me, a vision board is also just inspiration and motivation. So it just looks very cute. For example, there's a picture of New York in here because I really wanted to go to New York and I did. So that's the good side of a vision board because this did happen. But I also put a picture of Paris. I did not go to Paris. Most of the other images are kind of just inspirational pictures for me, I guess. They're not really things that should be accomplished. Don't really know if this really helped me, but I liked how it looked. Basically, how I set the goals this year is in 3 categories: health, personal, and work. Let's see what they said. For health, it said create workout routine. I kind of did do this because now I have handball 3 times a week and I try to run 2 times a week, which I feel like is a pretty good routine now. I don't accomplish the runs every week, but most of them I do, so I feel like I did this. The next goal I feel like is honestly kind of dumb because the goal is go for a walk every day. If you write down a goal for a year and you say the word every day, that's not gonna work. There's just no way you can do, as perfect as you may are, there is no way you can do something every single day of an entire year. But this goal is go for a walk every day, which is something where you actually go out of your house to go on a walk, which I think nobody does every single day. I'm not gonna cross this off. I did get in a really good routine with walking because I walk a lot nowadays, but definitely not every single day, so skip. Drink more water. I'm gonna tick this off right away because I am drinking so much more now. I got a new water bottle again. This costs €5, but having a water bottle with you everywhere you go is just so helpful. For me, one with a straw is really good because you can just literally put it like this and drink water while you're doing something. Try to drink 4 of these a day. I think there's 700 milliliters in one of the bottles. So yeah, I try to drink 4. Sometimes I drink 3, sometimes I drink 5. It changes every day, depends on how busy you are, depends on where you are. If I'm not home all day, it is a little bit harder to drink as much water, but I definitely drink a lot more water than last year, so that's good. And the last one in health is try a new healthy recipe every week, which is debatable. When I moved out in September, I guess you could say that I tried a new recipe every week. I don't think I tried a new healthy recipe every single week, especially at the beginning of this year. When I moved out in September, we did try a lot more recipes. So I think starting from September, I definitely did. A little before that, I also tried a lot of recipes, but I don't know if it's every single week. So I'm still gonna cross this off because I did try a lot of new recipes this year and I have started to actually really like cooking. Next up, we have the personal goals, in which the first one is probably the most important goal for me this whole year, which is graduate. So let's tick that off because I did graduate. I don't really have anything to say about that, but that is my most important goal this year and it happened. Read 1 book every month. Didn't do that. I think I read 4 books this whole year. In my videos, it might look like I read a lot, but I really want to read more because I really like it, but I only read a couple of pages every time. So I just take so long in 1 book. These past 2 weeks I've been saying, oh, I need to read again, but then I just don't really do it. So I need to make that a habit again, but I definitely did not read 1 book every month this year. Travel to 3 new places. Did I do that? I went to New York. I went to Malta. Ooh, I forgot about this for a second, but I am going to Düsseldorf, Germany in 2 weeks. So that is going to be the third place. The last section of the goals for last year is work. I think we can go through this one pretty quickly. The first one is start posting on YouTube and TikTok consistently, which I think I started doing around summer when I went to New York and I was moving out. That's when I started posting on YouTube consistently again, and I've posted every week since. And for the past couple of months, I've been very active on TikTok, so follow me on there if you want. We did that. Make some money from socials. We did not do that. Invest in a new camera. We did. And invest in a new phone. We also did. And the last goal is start/launch my own business. This was a goal for me because I knew after my graduation I wanted to start my own business. It's not an official business yet, but I feel like I did do a lot of things to start it a little bit. Like I'm following a course, bought a new camera, did a lot of practice and things like that. So I feel like I did start it, but it's not like officially launched or something, but I did start it. So yeah, those were my goals for this year. For someone who set these and never looked at them again, it's pretty good that I only missed 3, like one of each section. Alright, so next up on the agenda today, we have writing down our 2024 goals. I feel like setting goals is honestly such like a personal thing because obviously not everyone does it. Everyone does it in a different way. Like I just showed you last year, I did it in 3 different sections. Now I'm just gonna write down my goals, not in different sections. I'm gonna try to make them more measurable. So for example, if you're 6 months into the year and you're not even halfway, then you can measure that it's not really going very well. You know, I want to be able to know if I'm on the right path. And if I write down drink more water, then it's kind of like, how do you know if you're doing it more? Like obviously if there's a huge difference, you can tell, but that's like such a generic goal. And I don't really want to do that. I want them to be more specific. So I'm going to go come up with my goals and write them down, and then I will talk to you guys about it. I wrote down 9 goals that I want to work on. And the first one's kind of an obvious one, which is officially start my business. I'm working on it now, and like I've kind of started it, but I've not actually registered as a business. So that is definitely something I want to do next year. And then something that goes with that is complete 5 projects within the first 6 months. And then after those 6 months, I want to see if I can set like a new goal or if I need to like change this goal. Hopefully not, but I kind of want to play with that. The next goal you can help with, if you're not subscribed already, you should definitely go subscribe down below, because the next goal is to hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. I feel like this could be a nice number to reach. I don't know if it's reachable. I really hope so, because we're now in the 4,000 and I felt like 5,000 was like too little of a goal, and then 10,000 is maybe a little bit too much, but hopefully we can reach that next year. That'd be really cool. Move to a new city is the next goal that I wrote down, and I'm not 100% sure that this is a goal for this year. Basically, I've always said that I wanted to live in a bigger city because I live in a town now and I love it, but I just once in my life at least want to live in a city and see like if I like that or not. It doesn't have to be this year. It could also be the year after. It's a goal, but also not really, but it felt really cool to write that down. Read 10 books. If I make reading a better habit of mine, then this should be reachable, right? The next one I'm actually really excited about, which is go on 5 trips. I think I have about 4 trips planned already, like in my mind. Not completely sure if all of them are happening, but if so, then I only have to plan 1 more trip, which I really want to do. So that's a nice goal. I would love to do more social media work, like maybe work with a brand on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram. I recently did a collaboration on TikTok, and when I was doing that, I was like, it'd be so cool to work with a brand that I really like. So that's why I wrote down work with my dream brands, because I just feel like that would be such a cool opportunity. Run 15 kilometers. Now that I'm filming this, I haven't even ran a 10K. That's my current goal, but I might be signing up for a 10-kilometer race in January. Now that I've said that on YouTube, I literally cannot back out again because I've said it out loud. Hopefully I'm doing a 10K in January, and I wanted to set a new running goal for like motivation and stuff. And for most people after a 10K, the goal is to run a half marathon, but I don't really know if I would want to train for a half marathon. Like distance wise, or if I would want to get faster at like 5 and 10k. So I did set a goal for run 15 kilometers because that is still a lot less than a half marathon, but then you still increase the distance. So I feel like 15 would be a good number for that. And the last goal that I want to work on in the new year is set a consistent morning routine. I do have a pretty good image of what I kind of want my morning routine to look like. Like I have a couple of habits that I want to do in the morning, but I've not been that consistent with them. So now that we've set these goals straight, I think we should make a little vision board to visualize these goals so that if I'm like ever out of motivation, which probably will happen, I can look at the vision board and hopefully get inspired again to work on these things. And also making a vision board is pretty nice for like your inspiration and stuff, because you can just scroll on Pinterest and look at pretty images. So that is a really nice thing to do anyway. So let's go to my office and get started on a vision board. I just finished my vision board and I'll just quickly explain like what's in there and why it's like motivation for me. This is what the vision board looks like. I honestly love how it turned out. There's a lot of things in here that are kind of obvious, but there's just a lot of like inspiring things for me. There's cameras, which are for my business, then a vlog camera for YouTube. These are kind of like for hosting dinners. I would love to do that, so that's in there. There's coffee dates. I have recently found out how much I actually enjoy coffee dates and how happy they make me, so definitely want to do more. Working in a cafe, I want to do more. And lastly, there's a couple of places I really want to go to. I want to spend more time in Amsterdam, Stockholm I want to go to, and Greece. I just feel like this vision board is very me, and I really like the pictures that are in here, and it's very inspiring. So yeah, this is my vision board for the new year. Next up, we have something that has gotten quite like important for me and something that I really want to pursue in the new year, which is habits. So I just wrote down my habits. I will put them on the screen right here. I actually made a whole video in which I reset all of my healthy habits that I want to do in the new year. So we're not going to go any further into my healthy habits in this video because, like I said, I made a whole entire video on that. So if you are interested in my healthy habits and like why and how I do them, go watch that video. Now that we've made a pretty clear image of what we want in the new year and what we want to work on, we need to actually get ourselves together and do a little cleaning reset. I always feel like it's nice to start off the year in like a clean space, because that does not only make like our physical space more clean, but mentally it's also much more calming. Since we recently moved here, we don't really have like an actual declutter to do because we just don't have much clutter as of now. But if you do, I'd recommend to just plan like half a day or a day in which you just get rid of a lot of things that you don't use anymore or things that you don't like anymore, and just clean your like room or your home and just start off fresh. So in my situation, the physical cleaning is not really needed. We just need to do like the actual cleaning that you do to your house like every week. And we actually got a new vacuum the other day, so I'm just cleaning the house a little bit so we have a clean house to start the new year with. The next part of this cleaning reset is a big one for me actually, which is a digital clean out. I spend so much time on my phone, but I never give myself the time to actually like clean it up, and I feel like that's something that I do really need. And I felt like the end of the year was a perfect opportunity for that, because then I can just start the new year with a very less overwhelming phone. I'm not exactly going to show you like how I do this, because it's honestly quite boring to be looking at me like deleting things on my laptop. I am going to give you a few examples of what I'm doing for my digital cleaning and things that you can do for yourself. First one is a big one, which is cleaning up your camera roll, because my phone camera roll, I can actually like tell you how much is in there right right now. Honestly, I used to be quite good at this because we would go to like Spain in the summer and we'd be in the car for like 10 hours and then I would just be deleting all the photos on my phone, and then on holiday I would take photos and on the way back I could delete like the photos that I wasn't going to use, and then I'd have like a clean camera roll after we went like to Spain or something. Now I don't do that anymore, and I honestly don't delete anything ever anymore, which honestly sucks because I can never find anything in my camera roll and it's so overwhelming to have this many pictures. But lately I've just been taking so many more pictures, and when I like take one picture I take like 6 of the same thing because then I can choose which one I like the most, but they're basically the same, but I never delete anything. For example, today I took a photo for TikTok. These are like 20 photos of me doing the exact same thing, and I'm only gonna use one. But do I delete the other ones? No. And I should. I definitely should. Because currently I have 32,000 photos in my camera roll and almost 6,500 videos. So yeah, it's definitely gonna take me a while to go through my camera roll. But I feel like right now my camera roll is also just really overwhelming. And I just really need to go through it and delete like half of my photos. Then something else that gets really messy for me is the download section on my laptop and my desktop. When I download something and I use it once, I don't delete it. And when I download something and don't even use it, I also don't delete it. So my download's like full of random things, and then my desktop, when I have to like save something very quickly, I just save it to my desktop and then like take it from there. But I never actually delete anything anymore. So everything's like so full of random things and I just need to go through that. So that's something you could do. Going through your following and subscribers list. This is more meant for when you're like following influencers and they do not really make yourself feel good because you like, for example, compare yourself to them. You should just unfollow them because who cares? So yeah, definitely go through like your following list and see like what content you do want to see and what you don't want to see, and just unfollow people because honestly no one cares. And the last thing that I'm gonna do for my digital cleaning is go through my apps that I don't use anymore and the chats that I'm like not using anymore. I always keep apps because I'm like, what if I ever want to use it again? But that's kind of useless. You can just download them again. And I also always keep chats because I don't know, I just like memories and I keep like everything. So, and I do still keep things, but honestly random messages about like a random thing this year, I do not need to keep that. So I need to delete things because my phone's like so full right now and I just need it to be like less overwhelming. So that is everything that I'm gonna do for my digital clean out, and those are the things that you should do too.